next, let's bring in Dr. Sinan Ciddi. He's an expert on Turkish domestic politics and a foreign policy senior fellow at the Foundation for Defence of Democracies. Welcome to the programme, Sinan. Good to see you as always. So let's start with Turkey's offer to help locate the bodies of hostages first. This would be the first time there was an official Turkish presence in Gaza for over a century. Erdogan has been accusing Israel of genocide. He supports Hamas openly. He said that Prime Minister Netanyahu is worse than Hitler. Why is he suddenly here offering a hand?
Well, because I think that's one of the ways he would like to get his sort of legitimate presence inside of Gaza recognized, because in return for offering to help search for the deceased in Gaza, that's his ability or the way he would like to get Turkish military presence inside of Gaza recognized. Of course, this is something that the Israeli state is going to resist with all of its muster, because they do not want the Turkish military within a hair's breadth of anywhere near in Gaza or Israel for that matter, because Hamas is not disarmed, it's not dissolved, and it's not likely to do so. And if the Turkish military gets into Gaza under any excuse or under any pretense, the IDF is going to look at this as an opportunity for the Turkish military to possibly rearm and resupply Hamas. So that's what they would like to avoid. But Erdogan is trying to position Turkey, obviously, as in a way such that we're here to sort of essentially, we're going to retrieve bodies, we're going to do this, we're going to do that as an aid sort of organization. But from the perspective of Israeli authorities, I don't think they want the Turkish military anywhere near Gaza or Israel for that matter.
Flying his plane over Sinai and saying, I'm not going to land if Prime Minister Netanyahu is going to be there, and basically scuppering Netanyahu's plans to attend the summit. Is that true? I've seen some people have said that wasn't true. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it might be true. Look, he's writing the theatrics of this. And I just think if it is true, it's probably well choreographed. And that's one of the things he's not going to essentially control in terms of who gets to land at the summit. But he's obviously sort of reaped the benefits of that. And that plays very well on the Turkish airwaves, saying he prevented Netanyahu landing at the same place that he's going to attend to sign the ceasefire deal. I'll be honest with you, I can imagine a scenario if this peace process or whatever we're calling it now goes forward in some downstream phase, that if the US president compels Turkey or asks Turkey to say, look, as part of, your positive role that you've been playing, I want you to make nice or make amends with the Israelis and shake hands with Netanyahu. I can imagine and envision a scenario where Erdogan shakes hands with Netanyahu, because he's done it with El-Sisi. And just, 2 years ago, he was calling him a brutal dictator, and he would never been seen in a photo with him. And what we are seeing now, and we've seen for the past 6 months to a year, is he's embracing Sisi. So don't put it beyond Erdogan to flip on a dime and embrace Netanyahu should his interests change. So don't write it off.
All right, Sinan, great to talk to you. Thank you so much. Sinan Ciddi there.